What is happening, baby? Welcome back to the Huddle Chat Sports Network's very own Fantasy Football Huddle, presented, as always, by DanklyfeBrand and yours truly, Dallas Clark, the host, as always, here on the Huddle Chat Sports Network. Today, we are going to be talking about players that have the potential to break out this year. I want to get your minds turning. And of course, today's going to be a quick video. As always, I don't like to waste your time, but I want to ask you real fast before we get started, as always, to make sure you like the video if you like the content and smash that subscriptions bar as well as that notifications bell so you always know what's coming out your way. I want to also make it a point to ask you guys to comment below who was your biggest fantasy football bust in 2023. If this video gets up to 30 likes, and that's a very easy way to get 30 likes, I'm going to be picking a random commenter below and be giving them a free draft guide going into your fantasy football drafts. It's going to be a huge tool. I've got a ton of resources, player profiles, tons of statistics for you guys. So make sure you comment below. All you got to do is like the video as well so somebody can get some help with their draft this season. Now, first things first, we're going to be talking about these breakout players. But as always, it's time to fill up your cup, roll something up, and let's get right into the first breakout player who I think everybody's talking about. This one's not really a secret. George Pickens, man. George Pickens from the Pittsburgh Steelers entering year 3 as the #1 wide receiver in Pittsburgh. He's currently being drafted as a wide receiver 3 outside of the top 24 right now. I don't really care whether Justin Fields or Russell Wilson is the quarterback. It's looking like Justin Fields is doing pretty good in camp, but we have no official word yet. But Justin Fields doesn't scare me. You're looking at what DJ Moore did last season, what he got paid, and Justin Fields was able to support that good of a wide receiver. I think no matter whether it's Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, it is a quarterback upgrade. You also look at the fact that there's really no target competition at all for George Pickens. Everything is set up perfectly for George Pickens to have the year that we all have been kind of waiting for after seeing those flashes in his rookie year, after him saving us on the waiver wire. This year is the year that George Pickens will be at least a wide receiver too. My next wide receiver potential breakout, and I've talked about him before, is Drake London from the Atlanta Falcons. You're looking at him no longer having Arthur Smith, no longer having the putrid quarterback play that they've had. They've at least taken a step up to the middle point of the NFL as far as quarterback play goes. But you're looking at Zach Robinson at offensive coordinator now, Kirk Cousins again at quarterback. It's significantly going to help Drake London. He has had a lack of explosive plays over the first 2 years, which has really kept him from really being a dependable option on your fantasy football lineup. He had a lack in routes run in total last year and a lack of red zone targets, and I think that's all going to change for Drake London. The Atlanta Falcons are finally starting to find an identity post-Michael Vick, post-Matt Ryan, and I think Drake London is going to be one of the biggest benefactors of this season. Currently going as wide receiver 13, I think Drake London easily can slide in that top 12 wide receivers. He's only one wide receiver away. He's only a few fantasy points in your projections away. Drake London is definitely going to be a player to watch out for. Now, tight end that I'm going to be watching out for this year, there's a couple of tight ends, and I'm actually going to be doing a late round tight end specific video because there are so many tight ends that if you're not getting one of those first 4 to 7 tight ends, if you're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in your draft, who are you taking at tight end? So we're going to be doing a tight end specific episode here soon. But the one tight end I really think is poised for a breakout, not many people are talking about, is Dalton Kincaid. I do know that you have Dawson Knox still there. I do know Dawson Knox does limit the touchdown potential for Dalton Kincaid. However, I do think that Dalton Kincaid is going to be a #1 or #2 reception receiver in this offense this year. I think that Dalton Kincaid could be the top reception getter among this tight end position this year. The amount of attention he's going to get in this offense this year, I think he's poised to you're going to have to pay Dalton Kincaid or hurt Dalton Kincaid significantly to keep him from putting up the points that they're going to try to force feed him this year. Now, the next quarterback on my list, the next player on my list is a quarterback, and I feel like everybody's favorite breakout this year, but nobody is more excited about the potential prospect of the breakout of Anthony Richardson than Colts fans, and Colts fans named me specifically. You look at the pace that Anthony Richardson was on when he was healthy. If you pace that out through the full season, he was on pace for 43 touchdowns, over 800 rushing yards, over 3,500 passing touchdowns, which would have put him in a top 5 quarterback role last season. You're looking at him having an improved wide receiver core to what he had. Adonai Mitchell is looking like a wide receiver 1 in training camp. Michael Pittman's been paid. Josh Downs is an athletic freak. You have a huge tight end room. Then you still have Jonathan Taylor in the backfield. I think that Anthony Richardson definitely is going to be looking at an improved offense based on what he had last year, and he easily could be a 1,000-yard rusher, which is really what everybody's kind of expecting to make Anthony Richardson that breakout player. So Anthony Richardson is definitely somebody you need to pay attention to. Maybe not taking as your number 1 quarterback, but you cannot go wrong with Anthony Richardson on your bench this year. The other quarterback I want to talk about is going to be Kyler Murray, yet another rushing quarterback. This could be the best version of Kyler Murray that we have ever seen in his career. Everything seems to be trending up. You're looking at the offense being better than it's been. You're looking at him having the best wide receiver he's ever had in his NFL career. He's now 2 years removed from the ACL tear, and you know how much we love players 2 years off of their injuries. I think Kyler Murray is going to be the best Kyler Murray that we've seen in the NFL in his football career. So keep your eyes on Kyler Murray, especially late in your draft. Running back I want to talk about today is going to be James Cook. When Joe Brady took over this Buffalo Bills offense last year, what we saw from James Cook, not only as a runner but as a pass catcher as well, gave you really a ton of excitement coming into this year. If we could see what we saw when Joe Brady took over last year for a whole season, you're looking at James Cook taking 800 plus yards total easily. You do want to see him score a lot more. He only had 2 rushing touchdowns last year, 6 total touchdowns. So hopefully we get closer to 4 and 4, 8 to 10 touchdowns this year. You know what I'm saying? 4 rushing touchdowns, 4 receiving touchdowns, 8 touchdowns, maybe 10. If we can get that from James Cook is going to be somebody that saves one of the managers in your league, hopefully you, from missing the playoffs this year. Now, to wrap the video up, I have some other running backs that I would like to speak on, and we're going to be talking about them a lot more in another video because I just could not decide on one to put here. Right here, I've got a trio, a trifecta of backup running backs who really are in the position to take the lead role in their respective backfields. It's going to be Tyjae Spears from the Tennessee Titans, Chase Brown from the Cincinnati Bengals, but I am a Zach Moss lover this year, so I'm really kind of torn on that Chase Brown part. Or Brian Robinson from the Washington Commanders. I know they have Austin Eckler, but he is aging. Brian Robinson does know this offense very well, had the ankle injury early in the season. Who knows how much that affected his final output in the year last year. But I think those 3 running backs specifically we're going to be talking about in future videos here in the next couple of days. But keep your eyes on them as well for potential breakouts this year. That's going to do it for me here today at the Huddle Chat Sports Network. Make sure you always keep your chin up and your attitude down, and I'll see y'all next time that I'm around. Peace out.